Appreciate that, Barry. Take just a moment to get all these teams back off of the racetrack. They wanted to do that rider parade just for you fans right here at the Calistoga Half-Mile. We appreciate that, and hopefully they all enjoyed it as well as we did. What a wonderful job with our national anthem. That was beautiful. When they fire up these 450s that are coming up first in our pro singles class, they will give them one lap to check out the racetrack. They do call it a sighting lap. When they come back around, I will give you the starting lineup for all of the riders. There's a lot of cool stuff happening behind the grandstands. All the vendors are set up. Special thanks to all the vendors for making time to come out here and be a part of the event. Stop by and get your event t-shirt. Also, the AMA Pro Grand National Flat Track merchandise is available. The pits will be open immediately following the 25-lap Grand National main event. You are all welcome to go to the infield after the races and meet your favorite rider. Get an autograph, take a souvenir program down there, or a souvenir t-shirt. So you can do that immediately following the 25-lap Grand National main event. Once again, tonight's events look like this: 2 pro singles heat races, and then we'll come back with 3 expert heat races. Out of the pro singles heat races, 1st through 7th will go to the main event. Out of the expert heat races, the top 2 finishers go to the specialty fabrications dash for cash. The top 4 riders all go to the main event. After our last heat race, we'll take our first scheduled intermission, and then we will come back with the pro singles last chance qualifier, the expert dash for cash, 2 expert semifinals, our second intermission, and then our 2 main events. So that is what the night looks like. Looks like they're cleaning up a little bit of moisture or possibly a spill from one of those bikes or from the Chevy truck that was out there, maybe from Victory Chevrolet of Petaluma. So they got that just about cleared up. They're going to send them around for a sighting lap, and then we will give you the starting lineup for heat race number 1. I'd like to say welcome to all you fans that are listening in at fanschoice.tv, and welcome to all you fans that are here tonight at the Calistoga Half-Mile. We got a nearly full house for you fans joining at home, and a picture-perfect night. The sun is now setting over there to our west. It's towards our left, towards turn number 4, actually, to be directly exact. So the sun is setting right now. It's just about time for our sighting lap. When that track is clear, they will send them off, and when they're all out of there, we will go ahead and give you the starting lineup. Greg Tibbetts trying to back up all of the media and crew that's down there at turn 1. So they will send them loose. There goes your fast qualifier, David Fisher. They get 1 lap to check out the racetrack. Now all the riders have taken off. Let's meet our riders for heat race number 1. On the pole, ladies and gentlemen, he's your fast qualifier. Comes to us from Warren, Oregon, number 67M, Dashin Davis Fisher. From Salinas, California, starting second on the front row from Salinas, California, 30Z, Bronson Bauman. Third starter on the front row from Cambridge, Minnesota, the 21L, Cole Anderson. Fourth starter from Modesto, California, 23Z, James Monaco. From Twin Lake, Michigan, your points leader, 77J, Kyle Johnson. Last rider on the front row from Sherwood, Oregon, number 16M, Austin Helmholtz. Row number 2, 99Y, Ryan Kearns, 70Y, Chris Kovari, 51M, Cole Fredrickson, 11L, Connor Anderson, 21Z, Kyle Jones, and the 63M, that's Dan Louther. Let's go back to row number 3, 31G, Dylan Bell, 22A, Mitch Harbit, 58Y, Robert Bacosa, and the 56C, Damon Coca. Those are the riders scheduled for heat race number 1. Keep your eyes on the Y. The letter Y, Z, and E are riders from California. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to go racing in Calistoga. 8 laps the distance, top 7 finishers to the main event, and we're watching the light, and it is green now, and they are off. In a hurry, they go into turn number 1. Dashin Davis Fisher on the bottom. Looks like Austin Helmholtz on the high side. Helmholtz has the slight advantage off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Now Davis Fisher takes over the lead. Here comes Kyle Johnson up the inside to look for that second position. Helmholtz slips back just a little bit. Looks like Bronson Bauman's back there in the 4th spot. Here they come up at turn number 4. Lap number 1 of the pro singles. It is Fisher, Kyle Johnson, Bronson Bauman, Austin Helmholtz. Behind him, it's anybody's competition. One rider's getting brave, going up there by the air fence. Looks like it's holding for him. We'll have to see if the high line comes in a little bit later on as the moisture comes back to the top side of the surface. It is Fisher out front, Johnson in the 2 spot. Now it looks like Bronson Bauman's made his way into 3rd place. We have room for 7 riders to go directly to the main event. Everybody else goes to a last chance qualifier. It's Dash and Davis Fisher at the point. Second is Kyle Johnson. Third, Bronson Bauman. Helmholtz, James Monaco, California rider in fifth. Ryan Kearns from California is in sixth. And last time by, Cole Fredrickson was in seventh. Those are your transfers so far. So good for heat race number 1 of the pro singles. 450cc's the size of the machines, and there's a great battle from fifth on back. It is anybody's race as our leaders stretching out the lead. 67M at the point. Dash and Davis Fisher. Now more riders going to the high line, looking for a faster way around. I'm talking about deeper in the field, about 7th on back. It is 3 wide competition. Leader pulling out a lead of about a full second now. Dash and Davis Fisher. He's won a heat race before. He's still looking for his first pro singles victory. You can see the white smoke come up. That's actually some chalk that is on the inside of the corner, so these riders know exactly where the inside of the racetrack stops and the infield starts. They are still 3 wide. Deeper in the field now for about 7th, 8th, and 9th as they make their way through. It is still Davis Fisher, Kyle Johnson, your points leaders in second. Bronson Bauman third. Austin Helmholtz fourth. Ryan Kearns is fifth. James Monaco. Cole Fredrickson right now is your final transfer. Here they come, putting another lap in the books. 5 laps down as Fisher leads into turn number 1. Still your points leader back in the 2 spot. There's still one rider trying the very high line, and it looks like it's still working for him. So some of these riders are working up to the high line, and we'll see if that comes around. Last time we were here, the high line came around later in the night. Kevin Clark, the best flagman in the business, pulls up the white and the green, and he shows these riders 2 laps to go. He signals the riders all night long, and it's good that he made it here to tonight's competition. He was stuck getting in town late. Is Fisher out front by about a country mile or 2. Now 3 wide, deeper in the field still for that 7th and final transfer spot. Second is Johnson. Third is Bauman. Next time by, the white flag's going to fly. That means 1 more lap to go, 1 half-mile to go. And here comes your leader. It is Fisher. The kid's been fast since they unloaded today. Fast qualifier, he's still out front. Johnson in the 2 spot. Bauman in third. Helmholtz still in the 4 spot. The high line's definitely coming in. A couple of riders deep in the field trying that high line. Next flag coming out will be the checkered. Leader's already down at 3 and 4. Doesn't take very long. Here comes your winner, 67M on the number plate. Second generation racer. It is Davis Fisher taking a win. Kyle Johnson will get second. Bronson Bauman third. Helmholtz across the line. Kearns and the rest of the gang. Last rider coming across the start-finish line right about now. And I will give you the rundown. Our winner's going to be going down to the victory podium to meet the Harley-Davidson girls and my partner, Barry Boone. Let's go through it. The top 4 bikes all on Hondas. Davis Fisher, your winner. Kyle Johnson with the 77J was second. 30Z, Bronson Bauman third. 16M, Austin Helmholtz will get fourth. Ryan Kearns on the 99Y was fifth. James Monaco on the 23Z was sixth. And your 7th and final transfer is Cole Fredrickson. Dan Lowther, Connor Anderson, Cole Anderson. So the Anderson brothers finished 9th and 10th. Dylan Bell, Chris Kobari, Kyle Jones, Mitch Harvitt, Robert Picosa, and Damon Coca rounds out your field. Now he's making his way around the victory. Actually, all the banners on the infield. He'll head up to the victory podium for the first time and meet my partner of 6 years. Let's talk to Barry Boone down there trackside.
Thank you, Hollywood. Davis Fisher is the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. This phenomenal young man, out of 9 races, has been on the podium 7 times. He's looking for his first win. Could it be? It's going to happen tonight. Now it's time for you folks in Calistoga to make some noise. Give it up for number 67, Davis Fisher. Davis, that was a great race. You've been so fast all night long, man. This bike is perfect for you.
Thank you. It's good to be back up here. Got the whole shot and just put my head down and didn't look back.
How do you feel now going into the main? This is the way to start your night.
Yeah, it feels good. Hoping to put it on top of the box.
Some people you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank TJ Burnett Farms, Bob Landshiers, Beaver Honda, Danwell Racing, The Fox, Allied Motors, Harai Helmets, Works Connection, Saddleman.
Now you know why they call him Dashin'. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, your Pro Heat winner, Dashin' Davis Fisher. This is your starting lineup for Pro Heat 2.
On the pole, ladies and gentlemen, our Pro Singles Heat Race number 2 from Mount Gilead, Ohio. 17F is the Jarod Vanderkool out of Norco, California, the 44E, Nick Armstrong. Starting third, the 24F from Bucyrus, Ohio, is J.R. Addison. Fourth starter on the front row from Sunnyvale, California, 23Y, Ryan Foster. Fifth on the front row, 95Z, Austin Skaggs from Monterey, California. And last rider on the front row from Warrington, Pennsylvania, 54A on the KTM is Dan Bromley. The rest of the field looks like this. 94B is Brian Wells, 11P, Molly Terry, 23F, Jeffrey Lowry, 36B, the Flying Tomato, Colby Carlisle, 58Z, Jesse Sanchez, 25Y, Gage McAllister. On row number 3, 27E, Joe Roberts, 92Y, Casey Yarrow, 11Z making his pro debut, that's Andrew Luker, and 93Z, that is Bo Thompson. Those are the riders scheduled for Pro Singles Heat Race number 2. Top 7 finishers all go to the main event. Everybody else comes back in the last chance qualifier. Just like the last heat race, this one is scheduled to be 8 laps. We go straight to our experts after this one, and they're getting ready to get set. There's a Christmas tree. It's got 1 red light, 2 yellow lights, and then it is green. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Watch for the green light. And they are off. 5 wide into turn number 1. They're stacking them up. Here they come off at turn number 2. Down the back straightaway they go. It's anybody's race down there battling for the lead. Look at them. They're all bunched together down in their turn number 3. Here they come. Heat race number 2 of the Pro Singles. Look at a great race. Now they're side by side for 2nd and 3rd. They come up in turn number 4. Back this direction. They start getting more in single file. Here they come. It is Foster out front now. Foster, your leader, Nick Armstrong. California got 1st and 2nd with Vanderkool back there in the 3rd spot. The gentleman, Jarod Vanderkool, looks for 2nd. Now he slides back to 3rd. So it's 2 California riders, 1st and 2nd. I'm talking about Ryan Foster and Nick Armstrong. Vanderkool trying the high line. He makes the pass for 2nd place. See if he can pull it down off of turn number 4. Here they come back at us. It is Foster out front. Nick Armstrong in the 2 spot. Deeper in the field, they're still bunching them up. Dan Bromley has to jam on the brakes. He about runs over the rider in front of him. Here comes Vanderkool trying the high line. He's not giving up on the longer way around. It is still Foster out front. Armstrong in 2nd. Vanderkool, Jeffrey Lowry, Austin Skaggs, Jesse Sanchez, J.R. Addison's in the 7th transfer spot. Here they come. Vanderkool looking for the lead off at turn number 4. It's Foster, Vanderkool, Nick Armstrong, your top 3. Now Vanderkool's way up on the high line. He said, I watched those guys in the last heat race, made it work. Vanderkool gets the drive. He takes over the number 2 spot. Down the back straightaway, still Ryan Foster. Foster from Sunnyvale, California is out front on the Thresher Communications entry. Here comes Vanderkool. Vanderkool is the fastest rider up there near the front that's running the high line. It is still Foster. Vanderkool in 2nd. Nick Armstrong's right there in the 3rd spot. 4th is Jeffrey Lowry, Austin Skaggs. Molly Terry from Creve Coeur, Illinois, the 11P is now in the 6th spot. Jesse Sanchez is on the bubble. Battle for the lead. Here comes Vanderkool. Leader says not so fast. I don't think so. Doesn't want to give it up now. Jarod goes to the high-low move and makes the battle and takes over the lead up the inside. It's a shutoff contest into turn number 1. Vanderkool, your new leader. Vanderkool at the point from Ohio. 2 California riders battling for 2nd and 3rd. It is now Vanderkool, Foster, Armstrong, top 3 have broken away. Back and forth, it is still Austin Skaggs, Jeffrey Lowry, Molly Terry's in 6th, and now Ryan Wells is back there in the 7th spot. Wells currently 2nd in the point standings, trying to make it to the main event. One rider off the pace off of turn number 4, puts his hand in the air. That is Bromley. Bromley pulls in the clutch on the KTM, and his heat race is over as he's off the pace and he pulls into the infield. Let's go back out front. Last lap. Does anybody have anything for the gentleman? Jarod Vanderkool. The 17F white flag is going to fly this time by Johnny's Vintage Motorcycles, the primary sponsor on that Honda. Foster's still in 2nd. Armstrong's in 3rd. 4th, 5th, and 6th getting really tight. 4th is Skaggs, Lowry. Molly Terry's right there on the 11P. She's no bigger than a minute. She's trying to get by and get up there further up the finish. The better pick you will have in the main event. Last corner, last lap, it is the 17F. He came from deeper in the field. He's going to take the victory. It is Vanderkool out front taking the win. Foster in 2nd. Armstrong. And we'll wait for the full field rundown. Here comes the last rider. It doesn't take too long to get around this Calistoga half-mile. The best lap for your leader was a 2:4.667. Your winner, we got Hondas in the top 6 spots with a KTM taking the last transfer spot. So it's Jarod Vanderkool, your winner. Ryan Foster second, Nick Armstrong third, Austin Skaggs fourth, Jeffrey Lowry, former Horizon Award winner, gets fifth. Molly Terry puts the Creve Coeur Honda into the main event, and your KTM in the seventh spot. Your last transfer is the 94B, Ryan Wells, currently second in points. Jesse Sanchez, J.R. Addison, Colby Carlisle, Andrew Luker, Joe Roberts, Gage McAllister, Casey Yarrow, and Bo Thompson and Dan Bromley will all be headed to a last chance qualifier.
All right, Scotty, you know what I got to do? I got to ask them. I just got to do it.
Do it.
Hey, Calistoga, how'd you like that race right there? That is good stuff, no matter who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, this young man won Grays Harbor. He turned around and ran the Indy Mile and won it. And now tonight, he's front row of the main event after winning this heat. Give it up for number 17F, Jarod Vanderkool. Jarod, what a great race. Tell us about that pass.
Yeah, I was trying to do a couple lines. High lines coming in look good. They got a lot of moisture on the track, and it's good. Just can't thank everybody enough for coming out. My parents for letting me come out here. Just me and J.R. Addison came out all by ourselves, and this is overwhelmed with joy. Lloyd Brother Motorsports has been helping me out a lot, and just everybody for thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he said, I'm overcome with joy. We're overcome with a whole lot of fun watching you do it. Jarod Vanderkool has won race number 2. He's front row of the main. For the first of 3 expert heats, here's your starting lineup for expert heat 1.
On the pole, ladies and gentlemen, your fast qualifier from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, on the Lawrence Racing Harley number 73, Dougie Fresh, Doug Lawrence. Starting second on the Weerbach Racing, Kirkland Racing, Kawasaki from Meade, Washington, your Rookie of the Year leader, number 16, Wyatt McGuire. Starting third from Glenmore, Pennsylvania, on the USC Kawasaki 55, Jake Shoemaker. The factory triumphs up next from Acampo, California, 91, Mikey Martin. One of my heroes going up from Edmond, Oklahoma, on the Harley-Davidson of Salina entry, 74G, Ronnie Jones. Last rider on the front row from Bristol, Michigan, on the Don's Kawasaki, number 17, Hammer and Hank, Henry Wiles. Let's go back to row number 2, 30Z, Bronson Bauman, 74, Scooter Vernon, 25, Kevin Anderson, 93, X Danny Kelch, and this rider just turned 50 years old earlier this month, number 31, from Claremont, Indiana, Dan the Man, that's Dan Ingram. That is your starting lineup. Expert heat race number 1. Top 2 finishers all go to the Specialty Fabrications Dash for cash, extra $5,000 in that purse, and the top 4 riders will all transfer directly to tonight's Grand National main event, and that is coming up later on. Special thanks goes out to Victory Chevrolet of Petaluma for presenting our main event. Light is green and they're off. It is Mikey Martin pulling the whole shot. So it's Mikey Martin and Oklahoma's own Ronnie Jones tucks into the 2 spot. Here comes Henry Wiles in third. They'll take him up in turn number 2 down the back straightaway. The Acampo California riders and the lead. Second now is Wiles. They're 3 wide for third place. Ronnie Jones squirts through there a little bit further. So it's Ronnie Jones in the 3rd spot. It is your California rider out front. The factory triumph. Mikey Martin leads the way. So it's Mikey Martin. Now Henry Wiles goes deeper into the corners. Now there's good battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th as Ronnie Jones has dropped to the 5th spot. He's going to lose a spot, and he'll go back to 6th. Down the back straightaway, the side-by-side for 3rd and 4th. The battle for the lead. It is getting tight. It is Mikey Martin, Henry Wiles 1 and 2. Wyatt McGuire's in the 3rd spot. Dougie Fresh, Doug Lawrence is coming to the head of the class right now. They come across the start-finish line. It is Mikey Martin. Wiles is in hot pursuit. Wyatt McGuire, Doug Lawrence. Doug Lawrence in the 4th spot right now. That's your last transfer to the main event. Behind him it is Shoemaker. Ronnie Jones on the 74G Harley gets a little bit sideways. New leader going into turn number 3. Here comes Wiles. Wiles goes to the lead. It is Wiles out front now. On the 17, Don's Kawasaki entry is Henry Wiles, your leader, off at turn number 2. Now, turn number 4. Wyatt McGuire goes on by, and Doug Lawrence is going to go with them. So Mikey Martin was in the lead. Now he's back to the 5th spot. He's in trouble. He's off the pace. Mikey Martin, the bike obviously hesitating, coming off the corner. He drifts back to the 6th spot right now. Let's go back out front. It is 17 of Henry Wiles in 2nd. Now is Wyatt McGuire. 3rd is Doug Lawrence. 4th, Jake Shoemaker. 5th is Ronnie Jones. 4 riders go directly to the main. Here comes the battle for 2nd place. Doug Lawrence wants to get in the dash for cash, and now he's in 2nd place. They'll take him down the backside. That means your Rookie of the Year leader slides back to the 3rd spot. That is Wyatt McGuire on the 16 bike. Shoemaker's in 4th. Ronnie Jones is right there in the 5th spot, number 74G. Now Doug Lawrence applying the pressure on the leader. Henry Wiles on the Don's Kawasaki leads him off at turn number 2, but he has got company coming. Here comes Dougie Fresh. Doug Lawrence gets the drive on the 73 bike, does not make the pass just yet. He'll follow Wiles into the corner one more time. So it's Wiles on the 17, Doug Lawrence on the 73. Wiles has company up the inside. Here comes Dougie Fresh. Lawrence looks up the inside one more time. Now he backs off. He'll try to get him right here in the middle of the corners. He's setting him up. He looks up the inside, doesn't quite make the pass. So it's still Wiles holding the perfect line. Doug Lawrence looking for a way around. Wyatt McGuire's in the 3rd spot. Jake Shoemaker, the UFC Kawasaki back in 4th. Ronnie Jones is right there in the 5th spot. Top 5 riders have pulled away from everybody else. Doug Lawrence, here he comes up the inside, and he gets a bobble right there coming off the 4. Thought he had enough to go on by, did not quite make the pass, so it's Wiles. Now Doug Lawrence gets right up on the rear tire. They'll take him down the backside once again. Kevin Clark will show him 2 laps to go next time by. It is still Wiles, Doug Lawrence. Wyatt McGuire in the 3rd spot. Shoemaker in 4th with Ronnie Jones right there in case anything happens. 2 more laps to go. It is still Wiles and Doug Lawrence. Shoemaker goes a little bit wide. Ronnie Jones trying to come on through for the 4th spot. Doesn't quite make the pass that time. Looked like Shoemaker went too wide. We got a good battle for the lead. Doug Lawrence cannot make the pass just yet. Maybe he's waiting for the white flag. White flag's coming out this time by. It is Wiles and Doug Lawrence. The 17, the 73. Wyatt McGuire in the 3rd spot. Jake Shoemaker in 4th. 5th is Jones. Off at turn number 2, look at Wiles, gets a little bit sideways. Here comes Doug Lawrence, he gets the drive. Looks like he has some wheel spin coming off the corner. I thought he had an opportunity to make the pass and didn't quite make it. Checkered flag's gonna fly this time by. Here they come, 5 riders that pulled away from the rest of the field. Wiles gonna take the heat race win. Doug Lawrence, their fast qualifier, pulls up 2nd, 3rd to be Wyatt McGuire. He's going to the main, and he will get more points to try to settle that Rookie of the Year point standings. So McGuire's in there in the 3rd spot. Let's give you the rundown. Kawasaki out front, that is Henry Wiles, 73 Doug Lawrence. Those 2 are going to the dash for cash. Wyatt McGuire finishes in the 3rd spot. Jake Shoemaker will take 4th. Those are your 4 transfers to the main event. Ronnie Jones, Danny Kelch, Bronson Bauman, Scooter Vernon, Kevin Anderson, Dan Ingram, and Mikey Martin. All those riders are headed to one of 2 semifinals. Here comes your winner. He's going to find the shortest way to get to that victory podium. That's Hammer and Hank Henry Wiles. The Don's Kawasaki entry picked up the victory last weekend at the All-Star National Flat Track Race there in York, Pennsylvania. He's on the victory podium. Let's go trackside with my partner, Barry Boone.
Well, I tell you what, Scotty, when you have a great racetrack, you have a great race. And we got another one right there, our first Grand National Expert Heat in the record book. And I know this man doesn't need to be introduced. That's why it's fun to introduce your winner in Expert Heat number 1, ladies and gentlemen, Hammer and Hank Wiles. Well, Henry, Dougie Lawrence gave you all you wanted out there. Maybe you were able to hold him off.
Yeah, you know, I could hear his bike. It's, you know, this track definitely favors the Harleys a little bit, but with that being said, it's also kind of a one-line track. So I knew what Dougie had going. He was a fast qualifier. I knew what I had going, and I got to just give it up to my whole team, the Don's Kawasaki team, DPC Racing, Mike Lynch, and Justin. They've been working on this thing nonstop to get it good, and you know, it was good enough to win the first heat race, and just hoping we can keep this momentum rolling. And I can't give enough thanks to them.
Nice job, because you're now in the Specialty Fabrications Dash for Cash coming up, and of course front row of the main. Good luck the rest of the night, sir.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he won Peoria, he won Castle Rock. Perhaps can he win Calistoga? Give it up for national number 17 one more time, Hammer and Hank Wiles. Here is how we will start them in Expert Heat Race number 2.
On the pole, ladies and gentlemen, from Morris, Connecticut, the Zanatti Racing Harley-Davidson number 2, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. Starting second, the Ramspur Winery Lloyd Brothers Harley-Davidson from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, number 5, Jersey Jake Johnson. Also a competitor in the Rookie of the Year standings, 96B from Attica, New York, the Sunnyside Harley-Davidson of Cody Johncox. 4th on the front row from Clio, Michigan. They call her the Racing Lady, the Black Hills Harley-Davidson number 15, Nicole Meese. Starting 5th from Godfrey, Illinois, the Dan Daffner Harley-Davidson number 23, that is Jeffrey Carver. Carver Jr. Last pick on the front row from Manhattan, Kansas on the BriggsAuto.com Harley, 47G Colt Chabot. Our current points leader is back there on row number 2. I'm talking about 42, that's Brian Smith. Also back there on row number 2, 27, Robbie Pearson. 44, Brandon Robinson. 25A, Myth Shayna Texter from Willow Street, Pennsylvania. And rounding out your field, 51Z, Sean Raggio. Here we go. Expert, heat race number 2. Top 2 to the Specialty Fabrications Dash for Cash. Top 4 will go to the main event. Watching for the light, there's a Christmas tree with 1 red on it. There are 2 yellows, and then we go green. And it is time for Expert. Heat race number 2. Looks like one rider has crossed the line just a little bit. Daryl Brentlinger making sure the 25A is not rolling across the line. Here we go. Watching for the light. It is green right now, and the clutches come out. John Cox goes from the front row to dead last. Coolbeth back there in the 2 spot. Who's going to be your leader? We'll find out in just a second. They'll take him down the back straightaway. Can it be Nicole Meese? We're going to find out. It possibly is Nicole. We'll wait till they come back around. Looks like Carver dives there into the 3rd spot. Second is Kenny Coolbeth. They're chasing one rider. We'll figure it out in just a second. Here they come up before. It is Nicole Meese with the hole shot. Nicole Meese on the 15 bike has Kenny Coolbeth looking around the outside. So it's Nicole and Kenny Coolbeth. Nicole has the drive up for turn number 2. She'll lead him down the back straightaway. Coolbeth is right there in tow. New rider taking over the 3rd spot as Coolbeth goes by and takes over the lead. 3rd place rider's got to be Jake Johnson. Jeffrey Carver slides back and forth. Brian Smith in the pit spot. Here they come. 2 laps in the books. Now it's Coolbeth, Nicole Meese, Jake Johnson, the Ramspur Winery entry, wants to get out front, wants to make that dash for cash and take home some extra money tonight. He's got to get around Nicole Meese. Nicole looks like she has a little bit of wheel spin coming up in turn number 2. Now she gets the drive. Now Johnson dives into 3 a little bit deeper. Jake Johnson takes over the 2 spot. Let's go back out front. It's Kenny Coolbeth Jr. Sonati Racing Harley-Davidson. Coolbeth in control of this one. Jake Johnson in 2nd. Nicole Meese in 3rd. Now Brian Smith is in the 4th spot. Smith is in the main event. He can hang on to it. Look at Nicole. She comes back up the inside of Johnson. Nicole's trying to think about the pass now. Here comes Brian Smith. He goes around the outside of Nicole. That'll drop Nicole Meese back to 4th. Brian Smith, your points leader, now in the 3rd spot. He also needs to get in that dash for cash to get some Grand National Championship point standings, as it does pay. 5 to win, 4 for 2nd, 3 for 3rd, 2 for 4th, 1 point for 5th. So to get in that dash and get those bonus points, you must make it to that dash for cash. Nicole is now drifted back to the 5th spot as Jeffrey Carver comes by and takes over the 4th position. This one is all the king of cool out front. Kenny Coolbeth halfway. Flags are in the air. Heat race number 2, the Grand National Experts. So it is Coolbeth in control of this one. Jake Johnson trying to hang on to that 2nd position and make that dash for cash. 3rd spot's Brian Smith. 4th, it is Jeffrey Carver Jr. on the Dan Dafter Harley-Davidson entry. Johnson has a little bit more breathing room in the 2 spot. The disc brake is now glowing red on Kenny Coolbeth, who is out front. We're not to be alarmed. He does that, especially at the Hagerstown Half-Mile. I thought we would see that as the sun started setting here, and now darkness is upon us. Coolbeth, he likes dragging that rear brake. He feels that's a good way to have some kind of traction control, and it appears to be working. Coolbeth way out front by 2.13 seconds. Johnson in 2nd. Brian Smith in the 3rd spot. 4th is Jeffrey Carver. 5th, it is Nicole Meese. Colt Chabot in 6th. Robbie Pearson is in 7th. Brandon Robinson, Cody Johncock, Shayna Texter, and Sean Raggio rounds out your field. Here's your leader by 2.4 seconds now. 2 laps to go around the Calistoga Half-Mile. Coolbeth, Jake Johnson. This will change up the point standings pretty good, because if Brian Smith does not make the dash, he won't get any extra bonus points. So he's got a lap and a half remaining if he wants to make the dash. Leader's already in 3 and 4. Brake rotor is glowing bright red now on the number 2 bike. 1 lap to go, 1 half-mile to go. Will he have the brakes in the main event? We will find out. Johnson in 2nd, Smith in the 3rd spot, Carver in 4th, Nicole Meese still in 5th. Taking a look deeper in the field, nothing changing so far. Last lap, the leader's already in turn number 3. You can see the disc glowing red now as he goes into the corners. That's when you use the brake the most. Here comes the checkered flag out. Heat race win Kenny Coolbeth Jr., 4 wins on the season, looking for number 5 right here tonight. He wins by country mile. Second is Johnson. Third is Brian Smith. Fourth is Carver. Those are your transfers. We'll give you a rundown in just a second. A couple more riders to pick up the checkered flag. One more to be exact. That will be the 51Z, Sean Raggio. So we got Harley-Davidson's first and second. Kenny Coolbeth wins by 3 seconds, almost 3 seconds flat. Number 2, Coolbeth, your winner. Jake Johnson on the 5. He finishes second. Those two go to the Dash for Cash and to the main event. Brian Smith on the 42, Kawasaki, and Jeffrey Carver, the 23, Harley. Those riders are all transferred to the main event. Nicole Meese, Colt Shaboltz, Robbie Pearson, Brandon Robinson, Cody Johncox, Shayna Texter, and Sean Raggio. Those riders will all be headed to one of 2 expert semifinals. So Coolbeth, they made some changes in how you get to the victory podium. They said they want to go on by, and they'll take him up there now, and he'll be up there with the Harley-Davidson ladies and my partner, Barry Boone. Let's go trackside.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's got 4 wins to his credit. He won on the single cylinder machine down at Daytona 2. He won at Knoxville, Iowa. He won at the Indy Mile, and he won at the Springfield Mile. But we all know he's great on a half mile. He won it here tonight to get a good night started. How about it for national number 2, the king of cool, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. Tell you what, champ, the bike's running great. You're riding it sweet. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, it was good. You know, I had an okay start. The starting line's kind of iffy. You know, it's deceiving. I wanted to start inside, but I don't really think that's the way to go. But you know, the Zanatti Maroney's Harley-Davidson is running good, and I'm feeling good. So I'm looking forward to W.
How do you feel, man? You're in a shot for some of that big money in tonight's dash, and front row the main. That's a good way to start things off.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the Dash for Cash is going to be cool. You know, with Specialty Fabrications, not only putting money into it, you know, they're personal sponsors. So thank you to them, and thank you for all you fans. You know, if it wasn't for you guys, you know, this wouldn't be possible. So it's awesome to see all you here.
How about it, ladies and gentlemen? He's talking about you. Give it up one more time for Kenny Coolbeth Jr. Let's roll your starting lineup for expert heat race number 3.
We are going to have a complete restart. They just told them to fire up the riders, so we hope the best for number 69, Jethro Hubbard. He's getting transported. Hopefully everything comes out all right with him. And Aaron Linfors, hopefully he's all right too, the number 46. We'll have a complete restart. This is our final heat race of the night, ladies and gentlemen. After this one, we will have our first scheduled intermission, so it did come at a kind of an awkward time, but we'll have one more race. Then our first scheduled intermission will be coming up next, and after that, we will have about a 10-minute intermission. Then we'll have our Pro Singles Last Chance Qualifier, Expert Dash for Cash, and Specialty Fabrication Dash for Cash, 2 Expert Semis, intermission, and then our Pro Singles main and our Expert main event. We will have a fast intermission is what I was just told. Since we just had a short break in the action, we'll have a fast break after this one. It is time for a complete restart. The jammer, Jarod Meese, pulls up the number 9 to the inside of row number 1. Looks like Mikey Rush already pulls up the SB 1000 Suzuki to back there, row number 2. That's the 54 machine. There's the California Kid. 49, Chad Coast pulls up there to row number 1. Wait for the rest of the riders to pull up and get in line exactly where they're supposed to be at. We'll get them all staged up. There you go. Sammy Heller pulls up the number 7. Gotta be hard for him to put his helmet back on, go to work, but he knows his brother's in good hands right now. There's nothing else he can do. He's got to go out there and try to make a living racing motorcycles. Brad Baker pulls up the 1. The Fresno Flyer pulls up the 26. Row number 2. 54, 11, and the 69F. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Heat race number 3. Grand National Experts. And they are off. Meese once again grabs the whole shot. He's got company on the outside. Looks like they touched just a second. They'll take him into turn number 2. Down the backside they go. It's Meese out front. The Bullet, Brad Baker in second. Looks like a replay. Third spot, Sammy Halbert. Now looks like Mikey Rush trying to make a bid for 5th on the 54 machine. Battle for the top spot gets a little bit tighter. This one looks like that 3 riders trying to pull away early in this one. It is Meese out front, Baker in the 2 spot. Sammy Albert's in 3rd, the Fresno Flyer. Brandon Bergen's in 4th, and Mikey Rush, he slips wide. He was in the 4th spot, 5th spot. Now he slips wide. Now he goes back to 6th, possibly 7th. Down the back straightaway. He is the jammer. Jarod Meese gets back there. Harley back there in the 2 spot. We got Sammy Halbert in the 3rd position, number 7. And we got a little bit of a distance back to the first Kawasaki. Brandon Bergen's in the last transfer so far. There's Meese and Baker. Sammy Halbert, Brandon Bergen. Bergen's in the final transfer spot right now. Looks like Mikey Rush goes in a little bit too deep into turn one. Once again, loses another spot. That's battle looks like it's going to be really forced position here pretty soon, but now we got a tight one for the lead. Once again, you need to be 10 feet away from the front straightaway fence. We appreciate your cooperation. Here's the battle for the lead. It is Meese out front. Baker in second. Sammy Halbert's in the third spot. Now the rotor is glowing red on the Bullet. Brad Baker this time. We saw it doing that on Kenny Coolbeth, the number 2 machine. Now it's doing it on the number 1 bike. They'll take him into turn 3. You see right when he uses it the most going into the corners. It's bright red right now. Here comes your leader bringing him off the floor. It's the number 9 out front. That's the jammer, Jarod Meese. Baker in second. Those two trying to make it to the Specialty Fabrications Dash for Cash. Out front it is Meese and Baker. Now Sammy Halbert sets his sights on Baker. A couple of riders from the state of Washington battling for second and third on the racetrack. Back and forth still Brandon Bergen, the Fresno Flyer, in the 4th spot. Behind him Chad Coast now is in 5th. Scott Baker's in 6th. Mikey Rush 7th. Ben Evans. That's the riders on the racetrack. Sammy Halbert's catching up to the Bullet. Brad Baker, 2 riders from the state of Washington. Going to be settling last transfer to the Dash for Cash. Also watch the battle for 4th and 5th. Only 4 riders go directly to the main. The 5th on back will go to a semifinal. Out front still the jammer, Jarod Meese. Rogers Racing. Blue Springs, Harley-Davidson, Las Vegas, Harley-Davidson. Look at Sammy Halbert. Now he's caught up to the Bullet, Brad Baker. I'm talking about the battle for 2nd and 3rd. Battle for 4th's getting really tight too. Chad Coast trying to make his bid for that 4th and final transfer spot on that Kawasaki. Baker still holds off Halbert. And Brandon Bergen's holding off Chad Coast right now. Laps winding down. Heat race number 3, Grand National Expert class. There's Meese across the start-finish line on the 9. Baker, Sammy. Chad Coast looks up the inside of Brandon Bergen. He backs off. He says, I'm going to make the pass next time by. Sammy Halbert's on the back tire of the Bullet. Sammy Halbert goes by the factory Harley. So Sammy Halbert now in the number 2 spot. That will put him in the Dash for Cash. Here comes your leader, currently 2nd in the point standings. He's trying to make that Dash for Cash. Out front it is Meese, Halbert. Baker is in 3rd. Battle back there for 4th and 5th. Also still right now it's Bergen holding up. 49 to Chad Coast. Chad's looking for a way around now. He slips to the outside. Battle is for 4th place. Chad's getting tired of following. He's looking at the high side. Here comes your leader. White flag's going to come out this time by 1 more lap to go for the jammer, Jarod Meese. Sammy's right there in 2nd. Brad Baker looks like he's slipping off the pace a little bit now. Chad Coast making the bend. Chad Coast goes up the inside, takes that 4th spot away from Brandon Bergen, but he slips a little bit wide. Bergen's on the inside. Coast shuts the door. Coast will have that 4th spot. Last lap down the back straightaway. Best battle is for the 4th and final transfer spot as Jarod Meese has gotten away from everybody else. Checkered flag is going to come out. It's the jammer taking the win. Slammer getting 2nd. Baker definitely off the pace, going slow back there in the 3rd spot. And your 4th transfer, it is the California kid, Chad Coast, putting it in the main event. The 2nd time he's ever ridden that motorcycle is right here tonight. Let's give you a full field rundown. The jammer, Jarod Meese, and the slammer, Sammy Halbert, 1st and 2nd, they make the Dash for Cash. 3rd spot's the Bullet. Brad Baker looked like he's slowing down just a little bit each lap. In the last 3 laps, he finishes 3rd. He goes to the main event. And Chad Coast, the California kid on the Kawasaki, he punches his ticket to the main event, number 49. Up next is Brandon Bergen, Mikey Rush, Ben Evans, and Scott Baker round out your field. After this one, we're going to take a real short break, ladies and gentlemen. It's scheduled for a 10-minute intermission. It's going to be pretty short as we just had that little break in the action. So we'll have a quick interview, and then we'll have a real short intermission to get the field set for the Pro Singles Last Chance Qualifier. Let's go trackside, my partner, Barry Boone.
Scotty, I always leave my mic on so you can hear these beautiful motorcycles. That's what I do. Ladies and gentlemen, he's done it. He has won this race. That puts him in the Specialty Fabrication Dash for Cash and front row of tonight's Harley-Davidson Expert Main. Give it up for national number 9, the jammer, Jarod Meese. Jammer comes in here tonight with a win at Grays Harbor on the half-mile, a win at Lima on the half-mile, 2nd in points, only 8 or 9 points out of the lead. Jammer, how you feel, man? Good race.
I feel really good. You know, this bike's working so much better, and I got the best crew out there, man. Sammy Sweet, Kenny Coolbeth, thanks so much. They prepped this bike and it's worked so hard, and just got a great team and great atmosphere to be around, and love it.
Little SDI action going on here as well. SDI, one of the sponsors of the race, and one of yours. You look great here tonight. Now you're front row of the main, and you're in that big dash, man. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah, you know, huge thanks to Specialty Fabrications, Mark and Randy Zimmerman. Them guys, they love dirt tracks so much. Eddie Mulder, I know he kicks in their ear a lot. And, you know, to come out here and make some extra money, that's what it's all about. And my whole team, Rogers Racing, Las Vegas, Harley-Davidson, Blue Springs. SDI Installations, the huge One Millennium Technologies, PVL, NGK. All you fans, I got to give a big shout out to Terry Otten, and Steve Del Lorenzi, and Eddie Mulder, Chris Morgan, everybody that made this race happen. This is awesome to come back here to the wine country. It's a beautiful drive up here, and just really enjoy it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. He's looking forward to getting it done here tonight. Perhaps he will. He's in a heated points battle with only 2 to go. How about it one more time, Calistoga? Give it up for national number 9, the Jarod Mees.